What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for today's movie review. And yeah, that's right, guys. I just got back from the theater. Just got done riding to the movie theater, and I rode home from the movie theater. I rode my bicycle. That's right. That's what I did. Today, I'm going to do this movie review of Bad Boys for Life. This is the third installment in the Bad Boys franchise. I thought this movie was pretty good, but we'll get into that here in just a minute. And see, go ahead, look, take a look. See, I did about 10 miles there. A little over 10 miles. Hey, that's not too bad. Hey, I did it. It's not that hard, guys. Just a nice little ride to head to the movie. But anyway, so yeah, this movie is, like I said, is Bad Boys is the third in the franchise. Bad Boys for Life. This movie has obviously has Will Smith and Martin Lawrence returning to their roles as Detective Mike Lowry and Detective Marcus. I can't remember the last name of Marcus's character, but these two guys, they're cops. They've obviously, the first film came out in 1995 with the sequel coming in 2003, and here, almost 17 years later, we are getting a third installment to this franchise. And, coffee's sitting there waiting for me. That's convenient. Anyway, this movie is directed by a couple of new directors. I've never really seen anything that they've done before, but these two directors have been working together pretty much since it looks like they've paid their comeuppance together, essentially working on all the films, directing the same films in conjunction with each other, and that is Adil and Bilal. And like I said, I've never heard of these two directors, but I gotta say, like, the first two movies were directed by Michael Bay, and I'm not like a huge Michael Bay fan or anything, but this movie really did its job, and it plays right in there as a great sequel to the first two movies that came before it. It's got lots of action, plenty of humor, and plenty of those moments that are really dramatic and pretty intense stuff. And the movie opens up kind of thrown right into some action where you think you're kind of involved in this car chase, and then it turns out not to be exactly what you think it is. What we see here is these two cops who have been working together for I think what they say like 25 years that they've been partners together. I think they even make mention of that here in the movie, and we can see they've kind of grown together, been doing this thing for quite a while. And they make a lot of jokes about that, doing some callbacks throughout the first, this first act of the film, some callbacks to the first and second movie, some hilarious stuff, and you can see some of the humor in this movie has kind of matured with its audience. Like I'm in my 40s now, so I was there, I went and seen all these movies at the theater when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like in '95, I would have been 16 years old, and I would have went to see this movie easily. You know what I mean? So because I've always been a big fan of Will Smith and even Martin Lawrence, So this movie, I think a lot of the humor kind of matured with that audience, because there were some jokes that come by way about, some of the newer generation kids, or I guess not kids, but this other team that they end up working with there in their police duties, this team called Ammo. Which is comprised of just some younger talent, younger officers and things, right, like that. One of them is Vanessa Hudgens, as a matter of fact. So they end up having to work with them, but we can see these guys have obviously been working together for a while, and a lot of things play off that same kind of stuff, and a lot of the same jokes that you would expect out of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith teaming up together to do a third installment of this movie. The directors, like I said, they did a really good job. At the beginning, you have some laughs. Then, almost immediately, as you're kind of getting used to those laughs, and just some of that stuff, you're getting a little bit of setup of the bad guys, and then they all of a sudden just hit you with some pretty intense scenes that really carry the movie forward. As one of the guys ends up getting gunned down, his life is threatened. And so just some really interesting things that help set this movie up and set the tone for how bad these bad guys are in this movie. And I think this movie did a really good job with that, striking a balance between comedy and drama and obviously the action, because a lot of this action does really remind me of the Michael Bay stuff, like fast paced action along with a little bit of comedy, and none of the comedy that's really like cheesy in a cheesy sense, and not where they're just trying to make just off the wall just crazy jokes just for a good laugh or anything. It's just along the same humor lines of what the original movies were, and I think it's something that's really nice to see play out on screen, because it seems like we don't get as many movies like this made anymore, where you got these buddy cop kind of movies where with this, like I said, just the same kind of just that great action, and then just all those kinds of things combined. Like, we don't see many movies like this anymore, and it's nice to see a movie like this. I mean, even thinking back to like the Rush Hour movies, I can't even remember when the last one of those was, but they're still not even quite the same as this. It's like these movies were something that was kind of made by Michael Bay back in the 90s, and it seems like it's a tradition that's kind of gone now in some of these action comedy adventure type of movies, and I really did enjoy watching this movie. Now, is this movie is it gonna break any records and win any kind of awards? Hell, I doubt it, man. I mean, it's just Will Smith and Martin Lawrence making a great movie, but I think it's one that you guys would definitely want to see. We got Joe Pantoliano returning as the captain. Let's see, there's also I can't remember what was her name. I remember I was looking at the credits. Paula Nunez. I think that was her name. She's playing like the lead, like detective on this ammo squad. That's she's kind of heading it up, and somebody that appears to have worked with the two detectives, for quite a while. And oof, man, they go undercover a little bit, and man, she looks pretty good. Anyway, that's all beside the point. Obviously, Martin Lawrence's character, his family, they've got plenty of callbacks in there as well, and the same characters, same people playing the same characters since the 90s in this movie. His wife and his daughters, and his kids. So just really funny stuff that played on all of this. Like I said, guys, I think this is one you might want to definitely go and see at the movie theater. And again, I've never seen anything by these directors, but I can guess I'm guessing they had a somewhat modest budget for this, for for one of these types of films. Probably still actually had a good budget for it, and I think they probably spent a lot of that on just bringing the actors to the table to do this movie. Like I said, Joe Pantoliano comes in, does a great job. I think everybody in this movie worked pretty well, even the bad guys, and I can't remember, maybe I should probably look that up, the name of the actress who played the main bad guy, because it's kind of a family thing. It's kind of dealing with just some crazy like mafia style things. They end up going into I don't know, are they going into Mexico there? I can't remember if they go into Mexico or maybe they go to South America. I can't remember, but they did really good. They went and did some international travel and stuff. It was all really well done. Now the thing is the way this movie ends is this movie is going to get a fourth movie. I can guarantee it. They set it up in this movie like there towards the end of the movie, and there are some scenes that kind of happen as the credits are rolling. So don't get out of your seats as soon as the movie concludes. There is a little bit there. But they definitely set this up for a fourth movie, and I know here just on Friday, it started to hear, rumors going around that they are already planned a Bad Boys 4 movie, and the way this movie ends, it becomes pretty dang obvious that they are going to be doing a sequel of this film. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I thought the movie was really good. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen Bad Boys for Life? If not, is it something that you want to go out and see? If not, why not? And if you did go out and see it, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Oh, and something else that's funny was Michael Bay himself actually makes a cameo appearance in this movie as well. And like I said, I don't know, just callbacks to all the two films that came before. This is really good. Obviously, this franchise is going to continue. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. If Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are going to come back and reprise their role in a fourth installment of this film, which it would kind of not really be the Bad Boys without them, right? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, lots of great callbacks, good comedy, good action. Just altogether, these aren't the kind of films that we get anymore, and we need more of them. I would highly suggest that you go out and see this movie. I've said enough about it already. You all have a very good day. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell, all that good stuff. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hydra's been out there trying to bury us in that YouTube algorithm, so, make sure that, you are subscribed and you got that bell turned on. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.